Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. And we're zooming in and focusing in on a very important topic that deals with recovery from a malignant narcissist or a psychopathic relationship, and that is restoring the energy that they stole from you. When we talk about a relationship with a psychopath, we're talking really about someone who has emotionally or psychologically hijacked you, someone who has tried to jinx you in life, in terms of twisting and distorting your sense of reality in essence when you encounter them. And so it's very difficult to say having a relationship because there is no commonality. There is very little common ground really when you're in a relationship with a psychopath. A psychopath is someone who is an individual with a personality disorder who does not have a conscience. They have a certain way that their brain is wiring and firing, and that they don't really have a sense of moral judgment or compass. They don't have a sense of connection to emotions and values in the way that most people do. They say that psychopaths, male and female, compose about 4% of society. These individuals are the remorseless, the regretless. They have cold blood, ice water running through their veins. A lot of people say that, but this is because they don't have a connection for the humane energy. They don't have this within them. They don't look at things and have a resonance with them. In other words, like what a flag might mean. So abstract values. A sense of nationalism, or what it means to have freedom, what it means to have liberty, what it means to have justice, what it means to have love, what it means to have compassion or empathy, what it is to have a higher calling. I mean, this is all language of the heart. This is all what you might call sentimental or nostalgic, or what you resonate with, or what you value, or what you find sacred or interesting or meaningful. So when you think about what these qualities are in your life, what you value, what is meaningful to you, or for example, what you find important about human dignity. For example, if you were to see someone who just, you were walking and someone were to just get hit, while walking on the street and were to be rolling over in pain, you most likely would run over them and try to help them. You'd call 911. You'd see if you could take a jacket off and bandage their knee up. I mean, you would feel this. You would, no one has to tell you to help this person in need. It's just, innately wired. That is, an emotional response. So a psychopath does not have this reaction. They would go over and say, this is interesting. This is more engaging. So they would want to kind of see what happened. They wouldn't have that same connection. And so it's very intellectualized. And so they have a very different reaction when it comes to fear, hurt, pain, as well as relationships. So just like when you want to have closeness or intimacy, you want to have a hug, a cuddle, whether it's from a parent, a spouse, a mentor, holding hands with a lover, having a pet, these are kind of what we're referring to here. The feeling that you have for a pet. Oh, that's so cute. I want to kiss that puppy. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that kitten. I just want to nuzzle its nose. I mean, seeing a baby, these are your guttural, gut emotions. This is your human, what makes you human. Like like, look at that baby. Like looking up from the stroller and like they just see you, and they're like 8 months and they're kind of like waving at you. They kind of like catch you. I mean, you're like, oh my God, that's so cute. These sort of natural reactions. Some people have become numbed to this after they've been in a relationship with a psychopath because it's been so disengaged or truncated while you've been in the addiction to this sort of individual. And so to get your energy back is to get that sort of humanness back. It's to get that feeling back. It is to get your energy back. So your energy, meaning your self-worth, your energy, meaning how you interact with what you value in life, and to get closer to that, to cling to it for dear life. And so it is because really when you brush up on these individuals, they do not have that. I mean, they You could see a room with no decorations, an office with no decorations. They don't have anything that they really stand for. It's just, they just have an insatiable need to have power over others, and keeping a facade that they need to put on to fit in. So, it is very, very difficult when you've, and very scary when you've lost your energy to this person. Is because it's literally, it's like an energy exchange. It's gone all into this direction where they then cause you to become addicted to the facade that they have created and then created within you, specifically tailored so that, you will become addicted to them, and then they're meanwhile observing you, sussing you out, seeing your reactions, seeing, what you want to do. Oh, I want to, put my arm around your shoulder. And so they see this and then they will mimic this. So a psychopath, doesn't do this out of love. They do it out of mimicry. So they will hold hands out of mimicry. They'll say, oh, well, look at those people who are really in love, and, he's holding her hand and they're walking along, or maybe you see them on the beach, or they're doing these things, or they're getting a house. So they see and then manipulate an individual and then mimic this behavior, not because they feel it, not because they want to have cheers and a hot chocolate with you. It's because they want to fit in. There's something that they want. And so if you've been in this relationship and you feel like you've lost your energy, you've lost your way, you feel like they have stolen it from you. It is your values. It is your humanity. It is what makes you you. It's the heart of you. It's the soul and core of you. And so you can get back on track. You can get back on basically the bullet train, high speed, once you acknowledge this, and once you begin to allow this sort of distorted, cluttered, fogged thinking, oftentimes which is tinged with a paranoia or a fear or a terror, or like something you've never experienced in life, where terror isn't even a description of it. It's something even worse. It is to now restore your energy. And so really your energy, you need to resensitize yourself and begin to hold yourself sacred. Resensitize all of the senses. So, really feeding all of your senses, including your 6th and 7th sense, with what it needs, and begin to develop more healing and supportive relationships that are perhaps different than what you've had previously. Some people have never need to have a spiritual support or psychological support services, or have a workshop that focuses on how to meditate, or have these sort of healing arts, or engage in hobbies that are therapeutic. It's very important to find these and then do these, especially in this time when you felt depleted. And I talk in the book that I'm developing and writing is resensitizing yourself. So all of your senses, your eyes, filling your eyes with which you feel is beautiful, and calming and serene, going and purposefully and intentionally seeking these out. And you can use the recovery date for this. Healing sounds, 432 hertz, the Tibetan bowls, religious, whatever, uplifting classical music, whatever, maybe it's Native American flute, maybe it's classical violin, something that's soothing. Begin to really resonate your body and speak calming things as you chant it or speak it strongly. That vibration of your voice will then send messages to your body to be calmed down. Calm down, I am okay. Calm down, I am okay. Calm down, I am okay. Calm down, I am okay, and I am not alone in this. So affirming those sort of statements will, I am magnificent, I am okay. I am magnificent, and that is what others will see. I am magnificent, and that is what others will see. So speaking the positive traits and then into the now and into the future, it'll help you lift up out of that limbic brain, that fight or flight sympathetic mode, that adrenaline, that fear, which has, been sort of exploded within you exploited within you to be on that fight or flight, always trying to please the psychopath. And that is what is really energy draining, is all those activities which were required to maintain the addiction. So and people say, peace and harmony, do they know this? Unequivocally, without a doubt, a psychopath knows that they are a psychopath. They know that they are different, and they also know who else is psychopathic, and they know how they have targeted others as well. So it's important to acknowledge this and really begin to open up yourself to the healing of all the senses. The taste, having pleasant, calming, simple foods and drinks, not doing in excess of things to throw yourself further off. Excess of chocolate, excess of sugar, these are inflammatory foods. Alcohol, things that are going to numb you out. Be very careful about that. Your scent, begin to really, get into the healing scents. Things that are not chemical and disruptive, but more natural and clean, like your essential oils, like natural plants, natural fresh air. Going out into nature can be very therapeutic. Going for a walk, just, the smell of the forest, the smell of the ponds, the smell of, the flowers blowing in the wind or the flowering trees, the smell of the fresh leaves, breathing this into your core and then affirming, I am magnificent and others will see this, and just beginning to get more in tune, and then with your senses, your skin, your feeling of touch, begin, do therapeutic things that are comforting to your actual fingertips as well as your skin organ overall, things that are comforting, the natural fabrics, the fleecy things. I always recommend, I'm going to grab this here, but, doing these things that are like the dry brushing or the wet brushing, where you really resensitize, and especially on the hands and feet where there's a lot of nerves, or in, the heart center, there are a lot of nerves there. Begin to then get in touch with the natural. For some people, gardening is very therapeutic. Getting their hands in nature, with wood, with clay, with soils, with plants, can be very therapeutic. And, that will help you to get your energy back, the real you. And, you might have some, feelings of regret or sadness. Really begin to focus and really emphasize to yourself how important it is for you to develop therapeutic activities at this time. It will pay off in dividends once you are able, to really do this and realize that that's what you need to do and restore, who you are at the elemental level, because that is really what has been taken from you. And so, if you say, this is really strange, it's hard for me to even say this, but this is what happens. They will take energy from people. And it's very difficult for other people to know unless you've ever really been through it. And then also, looking at your instinct and your consciousness. Begin to honor those higher senses as well. Your intuition or your higher consciousness, your sixth and seventh sense, your etheric energy, beginning to take care of this. Beginning to, really get into more of a pure consciousness state where you allow yourself to become pure consciousness and not so heavy, so you don't feel so weighted down. Taking some time in meditation, or studying in a religion or different psychology or things of this nature that can enlighten that higher consciousness where you feel drawn, taking yourself to a bookstore or a museum where you can develop this. And on your recovery date, those are some great ideas for you to do. And you might need to do this solo, and then you'll be able, and then maybe, find others who then you can develop a similar healing interest with, and then you will then begin to become restored in those energetic ways. But it's going to take some really resensitization of yourself, rehabbing that human side of you, and then becoming very protective through boundaries and standards and enforcing those, knowing what that means to you, and then how to vocalize your protection of all of these. I'm protecting my senses now. I'm coming to my senses and protecting them now. I'm coming to all my senses and protecting them now. begin to affirm that, and then getting out of the funk that's caught up in the head with, you know, trying to analyze and understand what happened. I mean, you can be in that mode for months, if not years. And so coming back to your senses, I think, will give you, you know, a good place to start to rehabilitate your life and begin to spark that awe and that sort of feeling and connection of the mysterious, the divine, the good things, you know, the good stuff of life. Really begin to surround yourself that intentionally, whether it's through posters or places, going and having coffee at a, you know, at a hotel or someplace where you feel is, you know, the finer things. Going and surrounding yourself with people, places, and events where, you know, the good is. And even if you begin to feel a little isolated, you know, begin to reach out. Even if you just say, you know, hi to somebody, ask a question, you'll be able to develop an interplay and interaction, communication with others. And this will eventually build you into the proper direction that you need in the you that you are. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.